Nice. Oh, shoot. Hold on. There we go. Hey, guys. Sorry I'm a little bit late. A little bit late to the party. Oh, got my merch on, guys. Go check it out. Ashley, will you put the merch link up? Obsessive crime disorder. It says peeping ain't easy. Tie-dyes. Plus, we have regular colors. So you don't have to get a tie-dye if you're not a tie-dye person. You have solid colors. All kinds of different ones. Go check it out. Losing my voice. Yeah, losing my voice a little. So Sarah Boone had her hearing today, and we're gonna watch it. I haven't watched it yet. She's unhandcuffed. I'm kind of anxious. I'm anxious. How you guys gonna? Oh, thanks, Ashley. Hey, Brianna. Hey, Rebecca. Hey, Jessica. Alicia. Who else do we got? Motorhead. Leslie, thank you for joining. It wasn't? Okay. I'm anxious to see. Hey, Mystical Poncho. All right, let's do this. Hey, Lurker Laura. Put my headphones in. Like these. I have Raycons. I didn't want to spend because I already have a pair of Oh shoot, it was already playing. I already have a pair of AirPods, and I might as well use these for my phone, right? So you always see ads for the Raycons. I'm not that impressed. Does anybody else have them? I'm not that impressed at all. I thought they'd be better quality. They're not as good. I mean, AirPods are way better, but AirPods are more expensive. They're like double or triple the amount. But I just thought they'd be better because, I don't know. I guess just because there's ads all over YouTube doesn't mean that they're better, or doesn't mean that they're going to be good. But yeah, I'm not saying they're horrible, but they're just not as good as I thought. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, right. How many have watched it? Really? I should have got those. Shoot, are they really good? I saw some of those on Amazon. Dang it. I should have went with them. I could probably take these back because I've had these for like a week or two, maybe. Dang it. Man. Well, I'll know next time. So you really like them? Really? Skull candy? I saw some of those too. Why is because I'm a YouTube girl, always watching YouTube, which now I have premium, but I always used to see these, like the channels I'd watch, and they're always promoting them like they're so good. So in my head, I thought they'd be so good. I fell for it. Anyway, okay. Oh, yay, Rita. I'm glad. Okay, tell me if anybody has seen this. Let me know. I'm curious how many people have seen this. Put a 1 if you've seen it and a 2 if you haven't. I always like to know. All right, I'm going to share my screen. So a 1 if you've seen it, a 2 if you haven't. Okay, so there's a few that haven't. Okay, cool. I always like when there's at least a few. Okay. Oh, there is a lot that hasn't. Good. Okay. But I haven't yet either, so we'll be all new together. So I went to the dentist today. No cavity. It wasn't a cavity. I'm excited. He said my teeth look great. He's like, "Yep, first glance, your teeth look really good." It's just this thing. Remember I said I thought it was a stain and I tried to scrape it and it was a little like nick, like you could like a little indent. I was like, is that a cavity? He's like, when you have like those metal fillings, what are they called? Metal or silver or whatever. You know how they used to use those a lot and now they use the other one. He said when they replace them, did you have a metal in there somewhere right there? I was like, yeah, and I got some replaced. When they replace them, if they don't dig out like a layer after that, the metal like kind of absorbs into the tooth a little bit. And he says, I see that all the time. So I was like, oh, yeah. Well, cool. I'm glad it's not a cavity. Anyway, sorry. I don't know why I'm explaining. Oh, I floss every night. Oh, this is where it's Sarah Boone. Yeah, I'm gonna get it. I just like to give people a little bit of time to come in. I always say hi for a little bit, and so then people don't have to rewind. They have time to come in, and then they could be current. But yeah, we're watching it in a minute. It's Sarah Boone. Are you asking what it is, or are you? I'm confused. It's the Sarah Boone hearing from earlier. Well, it actually just premiered because they don't do them live, so they do them early in the day, and then Court TV will premiere it like in the evening. So it just premiered like an hour ago, maybe a little over an hour ago. But yeah, I'm excited to see it. I hope it's good. Somebody who said it was good this saw it. All right. I'm excited, kind of. Yesterday's was that yesterday we watched it, or the day, whatever day that was funny. I think that was 2 days ago. All right, you guys ready? Oh, cool, Brittany. Thanks. I know. I don't think they're allowing it live for some reason, because I never all of Sarah's seemed that they're not live. We always have to wait for some reason. So, I don't know. All right. Oh yeah, I do have to go over here. Oh, I'm not connected. Hold on 1 second. I know you guys could hear it, but I can't, and I want to make sure that when I do it, it doesn't stop. Because sometimes when I connect it, I have to freaking redo it. Hold on 1 second. I thought my thing's connected. 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. Bluetooth, right? Or no, these are Raycon. Here we go. Wait, it is connected. All right. Hold on, let me just see something.
Counsel's table.
All right. It just takes a minute then. All right. Here we go. Wait. You guys don't be mad. I remembered. No, I'm not doing it over here. When I do it on this screen and I try to talk over it, it cuts it out. But if I share it on this screen and try to talk, it doesn't. I saw that the last Sarah one. I was like, you know what? I have to always do it over here. I forgot about it. I'm sorry, guys. It'll be much smoother, so I'll be able to at least, like, if I make like a little remark, it won't cut out what they're saying. And I think I'm gonna have some remarks. I don't think I could hold my tongue, my breath, or what would that be? Tongue? I don't know. I'm gonna have to say something because it's just too much, right? All right, here we go. Now we're cooking. All right, here we go. Hey, Julia. Hey, it's just me. Amira. Alicia. Yes, thank you, Ashley. Ooh, taking off the cuffs. Taking off the cuffs. Wait, I missed it. Hold on, I missed it. Okay. She did a little spin. Sorry. Spin it up, Vern. Psychedelic soul. What is up? She's ready to go. She's ready to go. Why is this too funny for me? Oh my god. Let me make sure it's up as loud as it goes. Oh, it's not. I'm glad I checked. All right. This sound will be coming on. It didn't come on right away for some reason. Hi, Angie. Oh, thanks. Nope, not today. You got beats. I should have. Why did I go with Raycon? I don't know. Because I always used to watch Trailer Trash Tammy, which I haven't in a while. But she would always advertise for him, and she made him sound so good. And there was another channel that I watched all the time. So when I still had ads before I got premium. Yeah. Sorry, guys. The sound doesn't come on right away. So the batteries for what? Sane Beach. Hey, Riley. No, this is the same judge, Kranick. Same judge. Yep. Hey, Sparrow Jack. Sparrow's Jack. I went and saw her stand up in Cleveland. I was watching her for years before that. You know, she just started stand up. Well, now it's been a couple years, but she had her channel for years before she started. And then she started going on tour where I was like, I got to see her. And it took like her second tour for her to come to Ohio. And so I was waiting. And then finally she came to Cleveland. It's definitely the tour. The stand up was not as funny as her channel, but she's rusty. You know, she's new at it. So I didn't really laugh too much. What's her friend? Oh my God, I haven't watched her in a minute. I usually like take a couple months off and then I binge her and watch them all, you know? So, but her friend, oh my God, two of her friends, but only the
burden to address the factors under the case. So my intention for this afternoon is to have Ms. Boone proceed first with anything that she'd like to tell me. I will hear from the state if they have any position on the matter, and then I'll hear from you, and then the court may be in a position to make a ruling at that time. Okay? Yes, ma'am.
Have a seat back there.
Or wherever you feel most comfortable.
Just sit back there while
Okay, thank you.
Does that sound, is it only in one ear for you guys?
All right, Ms. Boone, you can proceed, ma'am.
I only have one ear.
First and foremost, I do not know what it is that you are referring to.
When you say you do not know what I'm referring to, what do you mean?
Motions were filed by the WFTV and the Orlando Sentinel.
Yes, ma'am. So there was a motion to intervene for the limited purposes of opposing closure that was filed on August 12th by WFTV. It was sent to you by U.S. mail at the correct inmate legal mail address on August the 12th. And the Orlando Sentinel's motion to intervene and notice of joinder was filed on August 13th. And it reflects, it said the certificate of service was August 13th, and it was sent to you at the same legal mail correspondence address at the Orange County Jail. Have you received either of those motions?
I have not.
Okay, I have copies.
I have extra copies.
Oh, perfect. All right.
I do apologize on the Sentinel one, but the e-portal was down for a little while, so I thought we attempted to file it yesterday and it actually got filed.
That's why I was saying it. The certificate of service reflects the 13th, but the filing information is of this morning. All right, Ms. Fugate has, I am pronouncing your name correctly, am I not?
Yes, you
Thank you. Ms. Fugate has provided copies of those motions. So Ms. Boone, if you'd like to take a look at those, feel free to take your time to review them. And then after you've reviewed them, I may have the opportunity to answer any questions you have about them if I can, and then we can proceed.
Your Honor, there are also some circuit court cases that I know are in a report that might be hard to find. I have extra copies of those.
Hey, interrogation files. What's up?
If you want to provide those to Ms. Boone as well, you can do so. Thank you. State, do you need a copy of them? All right, thank you, sir.
Work. Right, what's going on? I missed it. I'm trying to get my keyboard to work over here. I still can't get it to work. I'm trying to see how I pair it again. Just give me 1 minute. No, this one doesn't work. Oh. Oh, there we go. Right.
If I may say, Your Honor,
Yes, ma'am.
one of my topics of discussion, as you know, are the requests in regards to the laptop and internet being one of the most important. Would I have had access to that, I would have already had this and not had to sit here unprepared. I believe that is a major violation to my due process of me not having these in advance to prepare properly and to utilize the court's time and everyone else's here by me having to do this now. So I wanted to put that out to you that I am unprepared for this. I did not know that I had a statement to prepare, as everyone else did also prior to being here.
Ma'am, you were provided the case law as you had requested at our last hearing. It was mailed to you. You asked for the case law that the court was making reference to. You specifically asked for it. That was provided to you. It was mailed to you.
Case law?
Yes, ma'am.
What was the date that it was mailed?
August 9. What was provided to you on August 9 was the additional copy of the pro se packet as provided by the Justice Administrative Commission. You were provided a hard copy of that in court, along with the case law that was referenced at the August 9 hearing that the court had said that it had reviewed in anticipation of the hearing that we were having this afternoon.
I don't have that. The only thing that I was provided was the notice of provision of witness list from the state, and then the JAC packet.
Those were both provided to you in court. You are correct. The balance of the things that I'm speaking about were mailed to you at the legal mail address on August 9.
Which I have yet to receive.
Okay. Ma'am, with regard to
This is the first time I'm seeing each one of these documents.
I understand that. They were filed August 12th, and unfortunately this morning, due to an issue with the e-portal,
I wouldn't have internet access anyway to receive those.
they were sent to you via US mail as well.
Yesterday?
Yes. So you're not wasting the court's time. You can feel free to review those at this time.
What are these? Is this the case law you're referring to? State versus Smith?
I believe that those are the circuit court opinions that are referenced in WFTV's motion, which cite to the Miami Herald versus Lewis decision, which is the controlling law on this matter.
All of these are yours? And these are mine to take?
I got it. I got it hooked up because I'm smart. I looked up the directions. Okay. Yes. All right, I'm back now.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. It's working both. All right. I know, right, Riley? When I say that though, I don't mean like I truly feel bad, but I just feel bad for her in this moment because she's so lost. She's in over her head. She's in over her gosh darn head. But she has no choice. She knows it. I mean, she's not pretending like what's his name did. I mean, she knows it wasn't her choice. Kind of, but you know what I mean. Oh, you do side quest? You think there's drugs? Like what? Hi, Curious KB. Hi, Serendipity. Oh, this won't go down. Hey, Pink. Hey, Lola. The thing I don't like about these also, like I'm one to always push them back in my ear because they don't stay in my, no earbuds stay in my ear good. But they're so sensitive.
There's only so much that I can do just not receiving these.
Does it go
The
out for,
opportunity to look up any case law of my own
goes out?
in the meantime, so.
You can proceed, ma'am. What is it that you'd like to tell me about your concerns regarding the September 3rd evidence viewing that's been previously scheduled?
My concerns is regarding my case and the whatever is left evidence that is not already on the internet or posted anywhere on social media. And I'm wondering what the reasons for the court other than sensationalism and exploitation. The purpose would be for them to watch me look at the remaining bit of my evidence that has not been globalized. Again, my main concern is it is for exploitation purposes, which has already been greatly applied to my case in many, many ways globally again. And I see on a couple of, on the motion to intervene for WFTDs, my question is, why is this an important criminal proceeding? I don't. And why do they need to have it monitored? I don't understand the reasons why just for this one. I'm not asking for all of my other hearings to be closed. Simply, this is my one and only. It is my right to have some kind of privacy regarding my case. Nonetheless, it is an active case, and it's my understanding that some information is not able to be publicized due to privacy, and it's not their right to pry and exaggerate, which is the whole point of why they want to be included in this one and only most important hearing that I would say that I have on the horizon. The press doesn't have a right to press themselves into everything in regards to my active criminal case. And I feel that from this, one meeting should be closed to the press so I can rightfully, lawfully do what I need to do in order to properly, rightfully, and lawfully defend myself. At this point, I feel that there's nothing even suppressible in my case that is not already on the internet and have been spread all on the internet. I'm trying to salvage whatever it is that I can possibly to have a card to play at least one in the end during my trial. I do not feel that it is right lawfully to have them included in this hearing, this one hearing, and I am asking for their admittance to be closed.
Okay.
This is an active, ongoing investigation and case.
Anything else, ma'am?
No, Your Honor.
State, do you have any
Oh,
position
sad.
on Ms. Boone's closure motion?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Fugate?
Leslie.
Thank you, Your Honor. I think Ms. Boone's argument really flips the question. It's not why the media wants to be there. What transpires in the courtrooms, even pretrial hearings, is public property, and there's a right to be there. I'm not going to go over the Lewis test because I know Your Honor knows it well, but it's a very strict standard, and it's the plaintiff's burden to meet. I haven't seen a case in Florida where a criminal case was closed on a defendant's privacy concerns. We're not talking about third-party privacy concerns or something that's not inherent in the proceeding. This is the evidence. And even with respect to the evidence and it being an active, still an active case, Florida law is clear that once discovery is provided to the defendant and accessible to the defendant, that becomes public record. That too becomes open to the public. So with respect to the first part of the analysis, I don't think the defendant has established that this hearing needs to be closed to protect her fair trial rights. Publicity isn't necessarily synonymous with prejudice. She has to show widespread, adverse, hostile publicity, and then specifically show why that publicity is going to be aggravated by access to the September 3rd hearing. The discovery in this case has been public. I'm not sure what specifically would be aggravated by access to the hearing. So I don't think she's met that first burden under Lewis. And importantly, the admissibility of evidence, Ms. Boone said she didn't think there was anything suppressible, but even if there was, courts often suppress evidence, but still allow access to the hearings and the evidence themselves. That's fairly routine. That alone, just the potential admissibility, that alone is not a sufficient reason under Lewis to close a hearing. And as Your Honor is aware, there's plenty of alternatives under the second factor to protect the defendant's fair trial rights. You know, careful questioning and jury selection can protect against publicity. The courts of this circuit have had their fair share and are well familiar with high-profile cases, and they are well equipped to insulate and protect juries from even prejudicial publicity. And finally, any closure would have to be effective and broader than necessary. Again, I'm not sure why the hearing would need to be closed, but I think even Ms. Boone has indicated it would be ineffective with what's already out there. And that was a consideration under Lewis. If the information is out there, the discovery in this case has been public, there's no reason to close a hearing that's simply going to discuss things that have already been made public. I think heightened public attention only increases the need for transparency. Closure of judicial proceedings is a drastic remedy, and I don't believe the plaintiff has met her burden in this case, Your Honor.
Okay.
Unless you have any other questions.
I do not.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Any closing remarks from you, Ms. Boone?
Yes, Your Honor. First, I'm only asking for this one hearing, which is a very important hearing. I believe that the press is simply in it for ratings and publicity. My evidence is active, and I'm trying to salvage the little bit of anything that I have pertaining to my evidence that is not available online, which would be in that hearing.
Thank you.
And I also heard she was speaking in regards to once discovery has been received, that is therefore public record. I just received my discovery for the first time, and I'm still reviewing most, if not all of it. And I have not had the time to go through all of it, but I literally, on the record, just received my discovery to even have an opportunity to prepare to review any of that. And in regards to the hostile publicity, I have letters, I have messages, I have tablet information. I have an entire folder dedicated to publicity in more than one way as being hostile, good, bad, ugly. It's publicity. This will incredibly enhance my inopportunity to have a fair trial because of the already millions of viewers that I have in my case, literally in my case. This would just contribute to it even greater. I'm not asking for all hearings to be closed. I've not had an opportunity to review my discovery, which I just received. I have an entire folder and more information and letters and evidence in regards to publicity, hostile, any type of emotion that you can come up with. I have received from Australia being the most recent. So I do not believe just because they would like to, again, in my opinion, for ratings and for publicity. It's one hearing. There also is a solution that I believe, my understanding was that this could be held at the Orange County Sheriff's Department. The question was in regards to transport, which is a possibility. It was a matter of the decision being with the court. I would like to be able to properly prepare for this. Would I have received everything prior as everyone else did? Having the internet would have helped also in regards to receiving the notice via email, as everyone else had. I'm sitting in front of you, yes, unhandcuffed, but I am unprepared for this rebuttal in regards for me to have privacy, expected privacy to a certain degree, and by law, to have this one hearing closed. And we also have an active case that is ongoing, active evidence, and there's a solution for it to be held at the Orange County Sheriff's Department as well.
Okay. Anything else from the state?
I wasn't going to bring it up until after the ruling on the motion, but the parties have reached an agreement to do this on our own. And as soon as that gets accomplished, if it's accomplished to both of our satisfaction, then I'll let the court know so you can free up the hearing time.
Okay, we'll address that momentarily. Ms. Fugate, anything else? All right. Under the Miami Herald versus Lewis case, ma'am, Ms. Boone, you had the burden of producing evidence and proving by greater weight of the evidence that closure is necessary. What has been presented today has failed to meet that burden. Your motion to close the September 3rd viewing is denied. The court will follow up with a written order that you'll be hand delivered today. Ms. Fugate, if you don't have no longer any business before this court, you are free to go, ma'am. Thank you. Have a pleasant afternoon.
Judge,
Mr. J, yes, ma'am.
forgive me. When you stated to the court that my motion was oral, was this during the last hearing that we had?
You requested this both, ma'am, on August 5 and on August 9.
What was it specifically that I requested?
You had requested privacy with regard to the September 3rd hearing. And I advised you that I needed to look at the law on it. And you asked again on September 9th when we were going to address it. I said that we would address it on the 14th. You asked for copies of the law, and those were mailed to you on the 9th.
Which I have yet to receive. And I was not aware of, I was not instructed by anyone in the court, including yourself, that that was an oral motion. If I needed to actually do a proper motion, I would have correctly done so.
That's why we had the hearing, ma'am, because you asked for it orally. So you orally moved or attendiously moved to have that motion heard. And we set it up for today since we already had the hearing time carved out to address you receiving the hard copies, which seemingly has already been remedied. And last week when we had our hearing on the 9th, I said, I don't want to lose that hearing time because we already had it carved out. So we would proceed with the hearing on the privacy issue at that point in time. You then asked for the case law. I said, absolutely, I will get it to you. Mr. J had advised that he was familiar with the case law. But regardless, it was provided to all parties and mailed to you on the 9th.
Which I have yet to receive. And I was not instructed by anyone in the court that that was an oral motion for me requesting privacy. I thought it was just a comment that I could have on record.
Ma'am,
I don't need to do anything further.
that's why we set the hearing, because it was something that you had asked for. And that's clear in the order that was provided to you on the 9th as well. It says that we would have a hearing today on the 14th.
And when did I receive this?
Well, that was orally told you on the 9th. The letter itself was mailed to you on the 9th. But the order itself was read to you during the course of that hearing. Specifically on August 14th, 2024 at 1:30 p.m., a hearing will be held in Courtroom 12A, Orange County Courthouse, 425 North Orange Avenue, Orlando, Florida 32801, regarding defendant's review of the USB drug drive, which contains the state digital evidence. The defendant's August 7th letter to the court, delivered to the court on August 9, and the media's participation in the physical evidence viewing on September 3, 2024. The pertinent case law is attached. That was all addressed with you, ma'am, on August 9 here in open court.
In the order I have yet to receive.
But it was read to you, ma'am. it was read to you as to what we would be doing today, and that we would addressing the issue regarding the media's participation. And that's when you asked for the case law. And I said, I will give it to you. Absolutely. And it was all mailed to you on the 9th.
I'm not ever sure of what it is that I'm supposed to be doing with, I guess now, oral and also in writing. And again, I'm sitting here waiting empty-handed for everything that was mailed to me day before yesterday and or could have been readily available on the internet, which I do not have access to. So I'm guessing that your verbalization of the order that you read to me, which I have not received, is supposed to suffice.
Ma'am, you were told about the hearing in open court on Friday, August 9th.
If I knew to be prepared, I know that everyone knows that I would be prepared, which I am unprepared because of.
That's certainly your opinion that you're entitled to. Any reason for Ms. Fugate to remain? State? Okay.
From the state.
All right. Ms. Boone, any reason why counselor for the Orlando Sentinel and WFTV should remain?
No.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. All right. In addition to what was set to be addressed today, which was the Ms. Boone's review of the USB jump drive, which contained the state's digital evidence, Ms. Boone's August 7th letter regarding her requests from the Orange County Jail. Mr. J, you made reference to a potential change in the September 3rd meeting. I want to hear about that, sir.
I believe we have reached an alternative solution to an evidence view with the defendant. And as soon as that is accomplished to both parties' satisfaction, then I will notify the JA so that we can release your hearing time.
Okay.
I know it's valuable.
Can you explain to me what the proposed plan is for the viewing?
There will be a time and place where the evidence will be brought, the defendant will be brought, and she will be given as much opportunity to experience an evidence viewing like a defense attorney as possible. Her investigator will be there and allowed to take photographs and ask if he wants any particular bag of evidence opened so that it can be photographed, inspected, tested, copied as provided by 3220 in the criminal procedure rules. And then the evidence will be brought back to where it's stored, and then the defendant will be brought back to the Orange County.
Okay. Have you had a conversation with Ms. Boone prior to today regarding this proposal?
Well, with Mr. Lane, who has indicated her position, which was that she agreed to that.
Okay. All right. Ma'am, I don't want to go into specifics of what you've had with your investigator, but has he relayed to you what Mr. J just advised the court of?
Yes, to a certain degree, it has not been fully explained because it is in the process of being spoken about between the two of them. So yes, I do know that that is a solution to my request.
Okay. And did you understand what Mr. J advised the court of today regarding how that process for you viewing the physical evidence would be?
If you could please do so again.
Sure. If you could explain it again for Ms. Boone, Mr. J.
Sure. When the defense attorney wants to do an evidence view, you typically go to where the evidence is stored and the law enforcement agency. He or she can bring an investigator, and an investigator will take photographs if so requested. We typically don't let the defense attorney manipulate the evidence from or for herself. The CSI, who would be present as well, which is a crime scene investigator from the law enforcement agency, would be the person to manipulate the evidence on the cutting paper. And then you would have the opportunity to review, test, inspect each piece of evidence. So for instance, I'm not saying it's the evidence, but a piece of clothing, the front, the back, you have the CSI turn it inside out, those sorts of things. And then it can be documented by an investigator with photography and investigation tags. Between each piece of evidence, there's a new piece of cutting paper, butcher paper laid down so that there's no contamination for any potential DNA testing. And this is basically how the process goes on for physical evidence. If it gets opened, it'll get resealed by the CSI right there in front of all of us. And the CSI will reseal it with tape, re-put his or her initials over it with a new date. So everybody will be on the same page about why it was opened, when it was opened, so on and so forth.
Thank you for that. If I may, is it closed or is it open to?
No. People that are not involved with the case will not be there.
And if I may, if you know, will my phone physically be there?
If it is stored in physical evidence, then it can be brought over. We're not going to be turning it on. It needs to be photographed or examined. It can be photographed and physically examined, but in order for it to be turned on, it would have to be done at a different location where there's something called a Faraday box or room where electronic signals cannot come in or out.
Do I need to write a motion for that?
For what? For your phone to be brought over and turned on?
If I can extract any type of information from it.
So, like we discussed in the last hearing, that would be up to you to hire a digital forensic examiner, and then we would make arrangements with that person so that he or she could image the phone in the same manner that it was imaged by one.
Thank you, I'm grateful.
Okay. All right. Then, ma'am, after having Mr. J explain that alternative solution to the evidence viewing, is that something that you would like to participate in?
Absolutely.
Okay. So then is it the parties' agreement to no longer have the evidence viewing here in open court on September 3?
That's the state's position, but again, been doing this long enough to know that you can never predict every possible hiccup. But I will defer to the court if you want to free up your hearing time now or wait until we're able to tell you that we're satisfied.
Okay. Ms. Boone, are you in agreement with that alternative solution?
At the Orange County Sheriff's Department?
Wherever the viewing is going to take place. I don't know that a specific location was identified, but yes, where it's going to take place.
I am.
Okay. So then here's what we'll do. I will keep the hearing for now. The deadline to have that viewing as set forth in the August 5 scheduling order and notice of hearing will remain of September 3. If that evidence viewing takes place at a law enforcement agency based on the protocol as identified by Mr. J, I'll just need a notice that's provided, signed by Ms. Boone, signed by the state, signed by Investigator Lane as to when it took place and how long the viewing was. And if that's provided to me, we'll then cancel the September 3rd hearing.
Yes, sir. We'll do that, and we can even list physical items that were brought and viewed.
My only question about that is we had sealed at the last hearing the witness list and the exhibit list.
I think all the property receipts and all those sorts of things are already in the public record.
Okay.
I think there's a vast difference between a list of evidence that's already in the public record versus having them look at it with television cameras in the court.
Okay. All right. Fine. Ma'am, are you amenable to that additional procedure that after the evidence viewing takes place, you would sign a notice reflecting when and how long that evidence viewing was?
Of course.
Okay. And then once that's provided to the court, it can be filed and then the court will cancel the September 3rd hearing. Yes, ma'am.
And that is done by the state?
The state will prepare it.
Documents and bring them.
Yes, ma'am. The state will prepare it. All you need to do is just review it and sign it.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. J, for providing an alternative solution.
Wait, what just happened here? Because I missed some of it because I was fixing my keyboard and stuff and taking care of something. What? So she has control over how long the evidence viewing? Sorry. Sorry, I missed some of it. So can somebody explain what was just okayed? And do we know yet if the trial's going to be live? Like, I hope it's like going to be a live trial, like Court TV does it or some local channel does it. I don't know. Do we know that for sure? You know, they're going to try to do it live because this trial is going to be great. I mean, I don't know. Just watching her, it should be great. Wait, she was asking for her own phone. Who's been paying the bill this whole time? I wonder. Yeah, but I'm talking about that she okayed that the evidence viewing would be about, like, there would be a time limit on it. But I don't understand what that means. Okay, yeah, I missed some of it. Yeah, but there's only a time limit. I think he said there's going to be a time limit of how long they could view the evidence. Does that mean we're going to, we're going to be able to see it for only a time period. I don't know. I'll continue, but I'll have to watch it over later. Oh, how long she can do
Ma'am, I
it.
wanted to go back and address your request for the freedom of movement motion that we addressed last week and your desire to use a stun cuff. I understand that a representative from the public defender's office spoke to you about clothing and what they may be able to provide to you. Is there any preference with regard to clothing that you may have?
As opposed to a skirt and pants?
Correct.
Yes, I very much would prefer to wear a skirt.
Okay. So if you wear a skirt, as explained to you
You seem like a
by
skirt kind of
Officer
girl.
Barnett, the stun cuff is located on your calf Achilles area. It would be something that would be viewable by the jury. So you have, or do you understand that if you choose to wear a skirt for clothing purposes, that's going to be viewable by the jury?
I understand. My belief by you asking me was that maybe it could be moved to a higher place where it cannot be seen, or is it strictly to the one area?
As Mr. Barnett or
guys
Officer
see that
Barnett
hive?
explained at the last hearing, how the stun cuff is affixed to a person. It is on the lower leg ankle area.
Okay. I'm not understanding why this is being asked.
Because I want to bring it to your attention that if you have a desire to wear clothing which would reveal the stun cuff, I want you to understand that it's something that the jury can and may be able to see.
I understand. Is it a decision I need to make today?
It's something that you need to consider.
I have.
If you're wearing pants, they obviously cannot see it. If you're wearing a skirt, they can see it. And you're making a intelligent, knowing decision that they can see that and that you want to proceed with wearing a skirt. Your other option, if you do not like either of those, is the parties will remain, you'll be hands-free, as we discussed, but you'll have the leg restraints like you have today, and everyone will conduct everything from counsel's table. All direct examinations and cross-examinations, any questioning of any witnesses, any argument, any opening remarks or closing statements, closing arguments or opening statements will be made from counsel's table. You can certainly stand, but we will not have the opportunity to walk around the courtroom. Now, I know that we talked about in our last hearing that we would have another hearing when we have our trial case management in September, addressing the box as to where everybody would go to. And last week on the 9th, I said that we would limit access to from counsel's table to the podium, and we wouldn't be allowed to approach a witness or the jury. And those same restrictions would be placed on the state as well. Now, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just giving you a series of options. Because if you want to wear a skirt, you have to understand that the jury can and will be able to see that device that's affixed to your leg.
And by my hearings that we have spoken about the stun cuff, they are televised, correct?
To the best of my knowledge, the media has participated in the majority, if not all, of the hearings that this court has had with you.
Does the court broadcast live, or is it uploaded to the clerk of the court's website?
What is broadcasted live?
There we go.
My hearings in regards to all of them, basically, but recently the stun cuff. Is there anyone that would know that I'm already wearing it if they could see it or not?
I can't speak to what everybody else knows.
So if I may, please, my options are pants hiding the stun cuff, or a skirt with it being visible, or I am able to sit here at the counsel's table with leg chains on and no one is able to move except for here at the counsel's tables.
You'll certainly have the opportunity to stand, but we wouldn't be able to move around the courtroom, and those same restrictions would be placed upon the state.
Okay, I just wanted to confirm that those were my options.
Correct.
And when do I need to make that decision?
You don't have to make that decision today. It's something that we can address at the trial case management in September. Ms. Click, I see you raising your hand.
Your Honor, I just wanted to let you, so Ms. Boone is aware fully of what the options are with the office. I have gone through.
If you could, before you get to it, and just announce yourself for the record, please.
Very quick, office.
Yes, ma'am, go ahead.
We have gone through the entire clothing closet as well as our backup for what we have. As it stands right now, unless we have any donations in this size that happen to match that size, we have 8 pairs of pants, 3 skirts, and 1 dress, and that is every, well, we do have some shirts, but for in terms of skirts versus pants versus the dress, that is everything we have, that would fit in this food size range. So I just wanted that to be aware, so that, if Ms. Boone is making any sort of decision, she understands the limitations in terms of what we have to be able to provide.
Okay. Ma'am, did you have the opportunity to hear what Ms. Glick said?
I did.
Do you have any questions for her?
If you could please repeat what it is that you all have available, the numbers.
8 pairs of pants, 3 skirts, 1 dress.
Ma'am, do you have any other questions for Ms. Glick regarding the clothing that the public defender is endeavoring to provide for you?
And if I do come to the decision, I can always have someone externally bring something into me.
Absolutely, you can always have someone provide something in your personal property at the visitation center, which I described as across the street from the Wilson Center. That is not, the public defender's office is in no way involved with that. They would put it in your property, and the corrections with transport the property.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right. Any other questions for her? All right. Can Ms. Glick be excused?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. The next issue that I wanted to address was the review of the digital discovery. Ma'am, Mr. Lane was provided at our last hearing on the 9th, the hard copies of the discovery, the USB jump drive, which contained the state's digital evidence, and digital transcripts of the depositions of Detectives Chelsea Copsell and Scott Lowen. And he was to meet with you on Saturday at 9 o'clock. Did that meeting take place?
Did.
Okay. What was provided to you, if anything, at that meeting?
What he and I did.
What was provided to you? What was given to you by Investigator Lane?
The digital evidence we went over, and we're still reviewing the discovery, but I don't recall anything physically being handed to me.
Okay. All right. And when you say that you went over the digital evidence, are you referring to the USB drive with the 9 items that were identified in the state's exhibit list?
Yes, I do have that. We have not concluded going through that. We have other meetings tentatively scheduled, which we will be concluding that also in order to meet the deadline for the objections of the 23rd of August.
How many of those 9 items were you able to review with Mr. Lane on Saturday?
Not more than 1.
Okay. Were you able to access all of the 9 items on that USB drive?
For the brief moment that he and I were able to attempt to do so, yes, they seem to work.
Okay. You did not have any issues opening up any of those files?
I personally myself did not open all of them.
Okay. All right. Okay.
It's on our to-do list.
Ma'am, Mr. Lane also took possession of the hard copies. Have those been provided to you?
They have. They were waiting at the dorm for me upon my return of the last hearing.
Okay. And where are they currently?
They're located at my bunk area.
Okay. And what are they stored, or how are they stored?
The hard copies you're referring to?
Yes, ma'am.
The 2 boxes are at my bunk on the side in between other bunks.
Okay. All right. Are they in some type of bag, or is it just the 2 boxes that are right there?
It's just the 2 boxes.
Okay. All right. Do you understand that you've told me that you live in a female dormitory with limited privacy? You understand by keeping those boxes there may be a risk as to other persons looking at them.
I don't have any other choice.
Okay, but you understand that that risk exists?
Of course.
Okay. Do you understand that there's a risk that those items could disappear?
I understand.
Okay. All right. Do you understand that it's your request and choice to keep those documents in your possession?
I do, and I'm also requesting in my letter to the captain and to the major to also be able to store all of the USB drives and the hard drive in my locked drawer also for an extra security measure.
Okay. All right. I see that we'd have Investigator Lane here. Sir, if you can come back. Madam Clerk's going to go ahead and swear you in.
I do.
Sir, good afternoon. Could you state your name for the record and your affiliation with Prison Break Investigations?
Billy Lane, owner and chief investigator of Prison Break Investigations.
All right, thank you, sir. I did see that your notice that you provided regarding the distribution or providing the discovery. You provided the hard copies and the USB with the digital and the USB with the depositions of the two detectives.
That's correct.
Okay, all right, sir. And when you met with Ms. Boone on Saturday, again, I don't want to go into any specifics, but were there any issues accessing any of those USB drives or any of the files?
Not at the progression in which we made through the files.
Okay,
So I will be happy to let you know.
all right, very good. But as of right now, there's been no issues as to access from what you've reviewed. Okay, all right. State, do you have any questions for Mr. Lane?
No, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am, do you have any additional questions for Mr. Lane?
In regards to the drives?
Correct, based on what was teed up for hearing today, which was addressing your review of the USB jump drive, which contains the state's digital evidence.
Mr. Lane, are you able to briefly meet with me downstairs after this concludes?
I'm not sure if that's permissible with the policies and procedures. If not, I'm going to try to schedule a meeting with you.
Okay.
Any other questions for him, ma'am?
No, Your Honor.
All right, can he be released?
Yes.
All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Okay. The next, ma'am, is your letter from August 7th to Captain DiGiovanni, which is the court has had the opportunity to read. I believe that we have a representative from the Orange County Jail who's appearing virtually. If you could please unmute yourself and turn on your camera, whoever it is that may be appearing from the Orange County Jail. I have a Administrative Sergeant De Jesus on the link.
Good afternoon, Judge. This is Captain Gina DiGiovanni with Orange County Corrections. I'm the captain of the Female Detention Center. And yes, I have Administrative Sergeant Stephanie De Jesus with me.
All right, very good.
I will also want to make it clear that I have Orange County Corrections Department Legal Counsel Scott Chevenel on the phone with me.
Okay, very good. If all of you can, if the Captain DiGiovanni and Sergeant De Jesus, if you could please, I only see you, Captain. If Sergeant De Jesus can come into frame, we'll have Madam Clerk swear you in. If you both can raise your right hands.
Yes, ma'am. I do.
All right. Could you both state your names for the record for me again?
Administrative Sergeant Stephanie De Jesus.
Captain Gina DiGiovanni, Security Operations, Female Detention Center, Phoenix Facility, Genesis Facility.
And can I get appearances for legal counsel for the Department of Corrections, please?
Scott Chevenel, County Attorney's Office, representing the Department of Corrections.
Okay. All right. Very good. Captain, have you had the opportunity to review Ms. Boone's August 7th letter regarding some of the requests that she has in this case?
Yes, and if it's okay with you, Judge, I'd like to address each request one by one. Do you have a copy of the letter?
I do. And we can proceed with the 7 different items that she has requested. So if you
Actually, so with number 1, the request to have her review time extended, I can make the extension in the following fashion. We'd still have to collect the laptop at 4 p.m. This gives the staff and supervisors the ability to conduct the afternoon head count, conduct the meal dinner service, conduct the shift change, and then the evening head count. I am willing to allow her Sunday through Thursday to get the laptop and the USB drives from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. and Friday night and Saturday night from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. That is more than the requested time that she has asked for additional viewing.
Ma'am, do you understand the extension that's being provided by the Orange County Jail regarding the laptop that on Sundays through Thursdays, additional time from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m., and Fridays and Saturdays, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m.?
Correct, with them collecting it at the normal 4 p.m. time.
Correct.
Yes,
All right. Do you have any questions regarding that extension?
I do not.
Okay. Is that acceptable?
Very much.
All right. Moving to the next issue, Captain, the USB drive security.
Number 2, USB drives. It's a matter of security. The metal tips, the drive itself can be fashioned into something other than what it's originally intended for. These items are secured in a secure control room and inventoried by our supervisors on every single shift. They're also inventoried and acknowledged being in good working order and repair by my DSTs, the escorting officer, and my supervisors. So there's at this point, unless directed by legal counsel or consultation with legal counsel, I believe that these drives are secure and managed. This, by the way, is the same way it's managed by other facility captains, that you get a viewing period and then everything gets secured and inventoried.
Ma'am, do you have any questions with regard to the USB drive request in your letter and the position of corrections regarding it being a matter of security and how the USB drives are secured, controlled, inventoried, and confirmed to be in good working order?
I understand the process. My only concern is if I'm able to have my hard copy of 2 full boxes of my discovery, I'm not sure why, other than the fact that the assumption could be made that it could be made into something other than a USB drive. And I'm trying to avoid any further leaks of information that could possibly be suppressed or utilized in my case. So I didn't know if I could have my hard copies. I'm unclear, other than those reasons why I cannot have those as well.
To the extent you're able to answer that question.
And I would just chip in that, obviously there's safety issues and you can definitely distinguish between, paper copies and anything made out of metal, which is what the captain just testified to. That's the problem, it sounds like to me, is anything that could be a safety hazard is an issue for us.
So, ma'am, do you have any other questions regarding the Corrections Department position with regard to the USB drives?
What was the outcome?
It sounds like unless I've missed something, it sounds like the Orange County Jail is going to continue with their protocol of storing, inventorying, and keeping the USB drives in accordance with the procedure as provided to you and read to you in open court.
And that's due to metal?
That's due to the reasons that were already identified. The matter of security regarding the drive being fashioned in a way that may affect security, and it continues to ensure that those drives are secured, controlled, inventoried, and in good working order. Do you have any questions?
Could you please provide the last name of Scott, the legal counselor, please?
I'll spell that, Judge. SHEVENELL.
One more time, please.
SHEVENELL.
Thank you.
With regard to the third request is to a classroom, Captain DiGiovanni.
So that classroom is a multi-purpose classroom. It's used by programs and chaplain services. I cannot allow the use of a classroom. What I can offer is if the defendant is willing, I can move her to a housing unit and place her in a secure cell where no one will disturb her, and she can review and conduct case review. She will still have access to a shower. She will still have access to open day room time. She will still have access to phones, but the review and her location will be in a secured housing location where she would be the only person in the cell.
Ms. Boone?
Captain, is this Lima dorm?
K dorm.
Kilo. So my only options are being moved to the maximum security dorm or my bunk.
K dorm is no longer a maximum security. It's a multi-purpose area with inmates of varying needs being secured and housed there.
So it is not the maximum dorm any longer.
That's correct.
And I'm unable to utilize the classroom for an hour or two per day while it's dark the entire.
That's correct.
And if I may,
Dude, look, I'm breaking out hives everywhere. Look. I noticed that one earlier. They're hives. Do you guys see that? Oh my Lord. There was the one, now there's it all over. Up here too. Wow. That's what stress will do to you. No, it's just stress. It's crap going on, but wow. They're like slowly coming out. It started out with just the one and now they're popping out everywhere. All right, sorry, let's go back.
ask other than it being accessed on a rare occasion of the two classes that do participate in that classroom, why is it that I'm unable to sit and be viewed by the officers at all times in my dorm comfortably to be able to utilize the phones on a regular basis, the day room on a regular basis, to be able to go outside to recreation, to have just for fresh air? How is that? I'm not understanding specifically why the reason is it has to be so extreme from going to being locked behind a door 24 hours a day to not being able to just utilize the classroom for an hour or two per day.
Ma'am, you will still retain your rights as an inmate and have access to all the services and day room time that you currently have during the same operational hours. And instead of having to move items from a housing area into a classroom where the officer may have line of sight, I cannot guarantee that my officer will have continuous unfettered access to you to ensure the safety and security of that classroom while something may potentially occur in the housing unit. So as a matter of security to the rest of the inmates in the housing unit that you are currently assigned, my staff and the facility, I can make the accommodation where I could put you in a single person cell where you would have unfettered access, uninterrupted access to your case material, and still have my officers in the housing area where if you had a question or you wanted to take your shower during normal day room time, you would be able to do so.
I've been in a situation where I have been behind the closed doors also when I was made PC, when I first got to Orange County Corrections Department. And if it's anything like that, I do not ever want to have that experience again. And to be honest with you, forgive me, Captain, but I do not believe that it would be this simplified. And nonetheless, I'm behind a closed door for 24 hours. Is there anything that I can do, any kind of research or further explanation in order for me to to try to still be able to utilize my dorm, which is general population dorm, where I do have friends and I do have some type of comfort there, in order for me to be able to access the classroom, or simply are my options from working on my bunk or to the extreme of being behind a closed door for 24 hours. Captain?
Judge, I'm going to object to that question. It calls for her to speculate at this point as to what all the other alternatives may be. She's simply here to, responding as to this particular request, and now she's asking her this kind of this broad general question about alternatives.
The objection is sustained.
In regards to number 4, earphones or headphones, I would need to consult with legal because I don't know what the ramifications of that is. We've not had a pro se inmate ask for earbuds or headphones. I would have to defer to legal counsel and my chain of command for guidance in that request. With regards to number 5, internet access. Again, we've not had a pro se inmate, or at least not one that I've been responsible for, request internet access without limits. So again, I need to refer to legal counsel with legal counsel and my chain of command to get guidance on that. Regarding number 6, a word program, we've not had a pro se inmate, again, myself, that requested access to a word program. I would need to consult counsel, legal counsel, and my chain of command for guidance before we could make a response. Number 7, telephone access. In her statement here, as you are aware, my dorm contains payphones only and are limited to only 15 minutes per call, which are collect. I need to be able to communicate on a regular, normal phone to make all necessary calls. Hold on, I'm turning the page. For my case to use in trial. I have no other way to contact anyone that is not collect, which incredibly, I believe that's diminishes. I don't know what the other word is here. If not all of my opportunities to properly prepare. The phone system that we currently have in the jail for the inmates to access is as is. I don't have the ability to make any modifications. Number 8, discovery hard copies. It seems that Ms. Boone already has access to her hard copies. The concern I have to do now is do some research with legal and my chain of command, because that quantity of paper can potentially become a fire hazard. And we have standards in place. And Judge, I'm not certain if you're familiar with the Florida Model Jail standards, but the quantity of paper is actually the problem. So we may have to come back to the table for a different type of resolution regarding the 2 cases of paper discovery.
Curious KB, are you still here? Thank you
All right.
for the super sticker. I'm
Ma'am,
sorry, I just
do you
saw
have
it
any
now.
questions
I hope you're still
regarding
here.
Captain Giovanni's and the Orange County Jail's position with regard to the earphones, headphones, internet usage, word processor, telephone, and the concern regarding the hard copies and it being a fire hazard?
I do, and I was
there
also
you go.
including number 3, the classroom utilization. I just want to make it clear and in open court that I want to have the understanding with everyone that it is an option of mine to decide to remain on my bunk with this discovery in the laptop, and it is or my option to be moved. But I have the ability to make that decision.
Judge, I have no objection to that. I am not looking to impede anybody's ability to access to a general population housing unit. I was simply offering an option that would be amenable to security and potentially Ms. Boone.
Okay. Am I able to proceed?
You can.
So for my understanding right now, you need to speak to your legal counselor in regards to the headphones, the internet, the Word program, and the discovery hard copies, which I already have. Is that correct?
And telephone access.
Oh,
You want unfettered telephone access, if I read your letter correctly.
reasonably, I would like to have access to a regular phone. It could be 1, maybe 2 times a week where I save all of my calls for a particular day. I'm always up for solutions, just whatever it is that I can do in order to progress properly and expeditiously. I'm trying to do so by having this where I am confused why this was not all solidified prior to the implementation of the laptop. So I'm waiting for whatever it is that I can do to fully access and become a pro se defendant and inmate. Do you know when, how long the deadline might be for the open-ended items that I would be waiting for?
Judge, this is Scott Shepard. I'll chip in with the legal piece. The legal piece of it is simply that she's a pro se inmate. She's not the first pro se inmate that the jail has had. We've had several. And the issue is whether or not there's any constitutional or statutory violation with what we provide pro se inmates. And I would argue that there's not. She has access to the court as required by the law. Everything she wants is over and above what our typical stance is for pro se inmates, and all those policies are in place for a reason. But somehow she wants to go beyond that, and she wants all this extra consideration, more than anybody has ever been given, frankly. And at the end of the day, again, it's a constitutional question. Is it a violation of her constitutional rights, the restrictions we have in place? And I would tell you it's not.
Is that a position, Counselor, that you're taking today? Because Captain DiGiovanni had stated she needed to consult with legal counsel as to the issues of the headphones, internet, word processing, telephone issues. Is that the position that you're taking today, or is that something you need to further investigate to have a final position as to that?
No, that's my piece of it from the legal end. Now, of course, she's got to talk to her folks as far as the security end of it, because a lot of those things are in place because of security concerns. But from a legal concern, I can easily answer that today. And the answer again is, she's legally allowed access to the court and all these other things that she wants. And really, and I'll tell you what the case law says. The case law says if she's pro se, she's entitled to get, a paper, a pencil, and some stamps and some envelopes and those types of things. The idea that she wants unfettered access with the phone and she wants to make calls all day and night. At the end of the day, I'll also say there's case law out there that says, she's gone through, I think, 8 attorneys in this case, and she had several attorneys appointed to her case, and she's kind of put herself in this position today. And the case law is not real favorable to folks that put themselves in that position.
Ma'am, do you have any other argument with regard to these requests as to the headphones, internet, word processor, or telephone?
So my understanding is that I'm being penalized by Orange County Corrections Department because of their misunderstanding in regards to my, in quotes, 8 attorneys prior. Is that why I'm unable to have anything in order for myself to properly represent myself as a pro se defendant and inmate of the Orange County Corrections Department?
I'm not going to answer that
question. Being penalized, just the opposite. She's being treated like every other pro se inmate in the institution. She's not being penalized at all. She wants consideration over and above what everybody else has.
If I may please, what is over and above? What other pro se inmates, what is it that they've asked for? I don't see how they could successfully even represent themselves without internet and a regular working phone. And I'm pretty sure that they were not able to complete their case in the successful outcome that they were hoping for by being provided simply papers and pens.
Counselor, if you,
I'm not sure if she's asking me a question. I don't know if I'm a witness in this case or if she's trying to ask me a question.
I'm not, you're just simply the attorney for
Right.
one of the participants, sir. If you don't, you're under no obligation to answer that question. You are just providing your legal position with regard to the Ms. Boone's demands and requests.
They're simply requests. And I'm not sure who it might be that could answer my question, please, in regards to what prior or present other pro se defendants and inmates have requested. So I might have a guideline of something to go with forward. And I, again, do not know what is above and beyond simply asking for more than paper and pens in order to properly and rightfully and lawfully represent myself.
Counselor, to the extent you want to respond to that, you can.
Yeah, I mean, Judge, like I said, we've got tons of pro se inmates that have come through, that are there right now, that have come through the jail, and they get standard treatment. And she wants a lot of things that are over and above that. For instance, again, unfettered phone calls. She wants to keep things in her cell that she can't normally keep, that they wouldn't allow folks to keep. So there's a lot of issues. I mean, that's a wide open question. But, can I speak to everything that everybody's got in the past? How many pro se inmates we've had that have come through the institution? No, but I can tell you that, we could probably find plenty of examples if need be as to what people have received in the past. And it's nothing close to what she's requiring or requesting today.
Okay. Ma'am, with regard to your state, do you have any position with regard to any of these matters we've addressed? Okay, thank you. All right, ma'am. So with regard to your request as to the laptop, this jail will be able to accommodate your request, and those extensions will be provided as placed previously on the record. With regard to your request to hold the USB drives in your own personal lockup, for the reasons identified by counsel Chevenel, it's a matter of security and the protocol which secures, controls, inventories, and ensures in good working order the USB drives will be complied with, so that request will not be accommodated. Your request for a classroom similarly cannot be accommodated for the reasons identified by Captain DiGiovanni on the record. However, there is an alternative housing offer that can be provided for you. With regard to your request for headphones, that has been rejected and denied by virtue of legal counsel's argument and what is being provided to you. With regard to the internet, word processor, and telephone, again, for the reasons that counsel for Orange County has identified, those cannot be provided to you. The court does note that you do have the services of an investigator, and JAC provided you $10,000 and $1,000 for travel for your investigator. To the extent, as requested for the purposes of internet, for locating witnesses and experts, you have a personal private investigator that can utilize, he can do that for you. I know you've made requests previously to look at your phone to find contacts and information. You also have a private investigator who would accomplish some of those tasks for you. And those can be communications and conversations between yourself and your investigator as to who and when and where and what persons you might be able to seek to find. So for those reasons regarding the headphones, internet, word processor, and telephone, based on arguments of counsel for Orange County, I'm unable to accommodate those requests. The jail is unable to accommodate those requests. Those requests will not be provided. With regard to the hard copies, that's going to have to be a matter, if it needs to be addressed, it can be readdressed with regard to the potential fire hazard. Captain DiGiovanni, would that still be an issue with regard to the fire hazard based on the amount of paper if Ms. Boone elected to move to the secured housing in the K dormitory?
Yeah, it's basically the Florida Model Jail Standard 7.12. The officer in charge or designee shall determine what personal items may be kept in the cell or stored with the inmate. However, an inmate shall be allowed to retain a reasonable amount of personal property, including but not limited to his or her legal material, personal hygiene items, writing paper, and writing instrument, and authorized reading materials in reasonable quantities as approved by the officer in charge or designee. Personal items will be kept in an orderly manner. Fire potential is reduced by limiting the amount of personal property in the cells. So it is the sheer volume of paper, and that is what I need to conduct an evaluation from. Now, in Miss Boone's letter, if you give me one moment. In number 8, discovery hard copies, she writes the following: as I am presently, I can keep these in the permitted property bag discreetly located at my bunk. I will purge the documents I have now and keep only new discovery hard copies. The remaining I can send to the property department and will purge anything already being stored for easy convenience and extra space. I'm willing to see what she's going to purge and send to property, but at the end, I have to reduce any fire liability to the building in order to maintain security and safety for the 399 other inmates that I have here, along with the almost 100 or so assigned staff, civilian and certified. I will also say that pro se inmates in the past have been afforded a second fire retardant property bag, and I'm willing to issue a second fire retardant property bag to accommodate the excess, but anything over and above that, we may have to find an accommodation. And based on the willingness of the letter that Ms. Boone has written, she articulates clearly that she's willing to purge and send to property any paper that's over and above.
Do you have any questions?
And
Well, no, go ahead.
I
I'm
can
sorry.
have that second property bag upon her return this evening.
Ma'am, do you understand the second fire retardant bag that could be provided to you regarding the hard copies of the discovery?
I do, and it was already provided to me, but the boxes unfortunately do not fit in the bag, where I did attempt numerous times and even had others try to help me put it in the bag. I also did not know that they were fire retardant bags. I have the one already at my bunk, and I'm in the process of trying to figure out what needs to be purged. I also have my second family law case that I'm trying to be able to obtain those copies at my bunk as well, because of the difficulties of receiving and delivering anything to the property department, which is why I came up with the solution of me trying to purge what I can specifically to be specifically removed from the jail completely by a friend who can come and pick that up. I was just waiting for this spring to happen so I can figure out when to tell her to come to do so.
So is that accommodation acceptable?
It is. I returned the second fire retardant bag, property bag, because I didn't want to have anything extra on top of my extra already. And it is not able to be used for anything that I can put in there, where I already have everything in the boxes in the one bag already being occupied.
Are you satisfied then with regard to the treatment, for lack of a better word, of the hard copies?
What do you mean by that?
Sure. Are you, the procedure for having them stored and where they're kept is identified today? Is that acceptable to you?
Meaning I can have them where I have them now?
That's my understanding.
Judge, may I say something here?
Sure.
Okay, and thank you for allowing me the interruption. The cardboard boxes are not authorized by the fire marshal. The fire retardant bags are. So the documents are going to have to come out of the cardboard box and into the fire retardant bags.
Ms. Boone?
I would have to figure that out for the voluminous amount of paperwork that are contained in those two boxes. And there is no way to organize or separate. So it would just be a large mass amount of papers. So if I may, in the meantime, try to come up with some type of organizational structure of those two fire retardant bags with my hard copy discovery enclosed in those. If I could please do so.
Mr. Chevenel,
Captain Giovanni, is there any way we can give her an additional bag or so and she can switch it in and out of property or whatever it may be? Can we provide her an additional bag that may help her to separate her documents?
I could provide the third fire retardant bag, but it's the encroachment into another inmate's area. It's a limited space. But the cardboard box can't remain. And Judge, if you recall my request, I had asked for all of this to be placed on a USB drive so that we would not have the paper in the jail for this very reason.
And I understand that. And Ms. Boone has continued to request the paper copies. And that's why everything was digitized, so that she would have that access to it. Everything has been digitized, but she has continued to request for those, and we're trying to make that accommodation for her as well. Yes.
Scott, if everything's digitized, why do we have to get the paper?
That's up to her if she wants paper or not. That's fine.
All right.
It was never my decision to have anything digitized in the first place, and nonetheless, it's being put on a laptop that is not even fully accessible because some of the programs do not work, which I have not had the time yet to continue to go through everything that are on the USB drives. And that being not my decision, and nonetheless, and most important to me, they are limited and restricted to particular time periods. When those laptop times are closed for the day, I can therefore pick up the hard copy discovery, be it in a fire retardant bag or in a cardboard box or whatever else it is that I'm able to keep them there at my bunk. I have that as plan B when plan A is closed.
Judge, if I might be able to offer a resolution here.
Okay. What do we got?
Was the discovery that Miss Boone received, was it just a stack of papers in the box, or was there any type of manila envelope or filing separation system?
I haven't looked at them. I haven't copied them. They were opened in court back in, I think, June 28th, when we had the hearing where the court found that Ms. Boone had forfeited her right to court-appointed counsel and alternatively have waived that right by virtue of her conduct. I believe the box was open at that time, and there may be manila folders for some of the items, but I can't speak to all of it. I haven't reviewed it. I'm not able to review it.
Would Miss Boone be able to indicate whether the paper is free-flowing paper, or was it bound in some way?
Ms. Cashman had represented that all staples had been removed and all paper clips had been removed. Ms. Boone?
It is a mass amount of paper.
Are there dividers? Are there manila folders?
There, I believe, are 2 manila envelopes that have contents inside.
And everything else is just free paper?
as far as my understanding is yes. I've not been able to fully dive into the boxes quite yet because of waiting for information for this. But I can further explore once I return back to the dorm.
I can provide some manila folders without any type of clasp or string in order to get the cardboard boxes out of the building.
I understand. And that would be appropriate. I don't know if I'm limited to a certain amount on top of the specified pen and papers I am able to have. My question is, I would like to know also, please, for the reasonable quantities that you quoted earlier in regards to the amount of paper, is that the definition that you provided, is that for the enclosed housing area, or is this also for general population?
Ma'am, I'm responsible for, based on the Florida model jail standards, to reduce the amount of paper clutter in all living spaces. It's not specific to just your housing unit.
Thank you.
Captain DiGiovanni, does that now can she switch out and get things out of the property within reason if there's additional documents in her property?
Through the request form, if she, we're going to authorize the second fire retardant bag. We're going to offer some manila envelopes without a metal clasp or a string so that she could get everything into the fire retardant bags. And then we're going to remove the cardboard boxes, which are what becomes is the fire risk, because it is not authorized or recognized as a fire retardant item based on the fire marshal. The only thing that they consider fire retardant is the bag, and again, I will provide that. And then anything in excess, she could send to the property room. Well, and then upon her need for it, she could write a request to the property room, and the property room will bring it over. But she'll have to swap it out. I'm amenable, I'm amenable to her keeping her documentation. I'm not looking to take anything away from her, but it has to be in accordance with, fire marshal and policy.
I understand. And I would be happy to comply with the extra bag and the manila envelopes for separators in regards to that.
So ma'am, if the jail was to provide you those manila folders for the hard copies and a third fire retardant bag, is that acceptable?
It is, if I do conclude that I need anything additional in order for them to be able to be held together in regards to some type of rubber band or some type elastic, something to be able to bind the paperwork together. Is that a possibility?
I didn't hear the question.
You may have to speak more clearly into the microphone in front of you, ma'am.
Would I be able to, please, if I needed, to have a type of rubber band or some kind of elastic in order to bind?
No.
And I know, Captain, that you are aware the courtroom is not in regards to the property bags that you all do supply. There's no rigidity to them whatsoever. It is just a floppy bag. So when you pick that up, everything goes in the middle. So there's no type of, there's no way of actually being able to make sure that one pile stays in the one pile and so on and so forth. Do you have any suggestions other than manila folders that I might be able to utilize in order to keep those together?
The purpose of the manila envelopes is that you would put the paper in the manila envelope, and that manila envelope keep paper in order.
Okay, so they're envelopes, not folders.
Correct.
Thank you.
Ma'am, is that acceptable to you? And is there anything else we need to address with regard to the hard copies?
Not in regards to the hard copies, no.
Okay, all right. Is there anything else, ma'am, that we need to address today, Ms. Boone?
Yes, please, if I may conclude with the remaining amount of questions that I have in regards to my requests.
Sure.
Is it Mr. Chevamel?
Yes.
Could you please provide me with the protocol or policy that you will have a guideline for me to follow, please, in regards to what previous pro se inmates may have had access to and be able to utilize? Do you have anything in writing as a hard copy?
We'll have to check on that. Are you making a public records request?
I'm sorry?
Are you making a public records request?
I'm unclear of your question. I was just asking if Orange County Corrections Department had any type of guideline that you are accusing me of going above and beyond, other than the pen and paper. So I didn't know if you had a policy or process in, if you have a pro se packet, like JAC has a pro se packet. Does Orange County provide something like that?
You'd have to ask the jail that question. I don't know. I advise from a legal standpoint, and I can certainly tell the jail what the legal standard is. I'm not going to advise you as to what the law is, but I'll certainly advise the jail as to what the legal standard is.
Yes, please. Captain, I would be responding to you in regards to that or following up with you, or Sergeant DeJesus.
Ma'am, we don't have any access to that. I don't know anything about what other inmates that are currently pro se get other than that laptop and the information transferred to a USB drive.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. And Mr. Chevamel, you repeated that I have access to the court. Could you please define to me what your access to the court is for me?
Yeah, I'm going to object. I'm not a witness in this case. I'm really counsel for the jail, so it's really not appropriate to ask me questions. I know I've entertained a few, but I'm really not required to answer any.
Ma'am, he's not in a position to answer those questions.
Could you please answer who might be able to? Because I am in desperate need to view the case docket, which requires internet, and I am still waiting for any documents that you have mailed to me. I am unprepared, it seems, every single time now sitting here at the counselor's table with not the same information and opportunity and advantage as everyone else in the courtroom, because I'm waiting for the mail. So I didn't know if anyone had any other suggestion of how I might be able to receive those more expeditiously and in a timely fashion, so I can be prepared in order to properly defend myself in apparently more than one way, or every time that I'm here in the courtroom and something new is presented to me as a surprise. So I'm just trying to avoid those.
Items will continue to be mailed to you at the appropriate address as required by the rules of judicial administration and general practice.
So if I may please clarify, my understanding is the only way that I can receive anything is through United States Postal Service.
I'm not going to answer that question because that would be me potentially providing you legal advice. But what I can tell you is that items will still continue to be mailed to you as required by those rules.
If I may please just make sure that everyone is aware that I cannot be properly prepared, as you can see now and prior. I just want to make sure that everyone is aware and understands that.
Ma'am, for the reasons that we've discussed previously, I understand that. You're entitled to that opinion as to your pro se representation of yourself. Anything else that we need to address today? Ma'am.
Yes, I have a motion that I would like to submit, please.
Okay. Is there anything else that the jail needs to participate in with regard to this hearing?
Captain, would I be following up with you, or who would I be speaking to when I return to the dorm?
In regards to what?
I'm wondering in regards to the guideline and when and how the discovery hard copies, will the property bags be waiting for me when I return?
I will take care of that with my supervisors that are on shift.
Yes.
We will need the cardboard box so that we can dispose of that properly.
Yes, ma'am. And if I may, do you know why it was not approved prior when a supervisor was the one who delivered it to me?
I have no information about even the amount of hard copies. I didn't even know that that came into the jail because my conversation has always been that everything would be digitized and that we would have no hard copies so I could be in compliance with the Florida Model Jail Standards, Orange County Fire Marshal, and our policies and procedures regarding excess amount of paper.
Yes, ma'am, I understand. Thank you very much for your time. And Sergeant DeJesus and Mr. Shebamel.
Okay, are they free to leave?
Yes, thank you.
State? All right, thank you all very much. Ma'am, you made reference to another motion or something else that you had.
Yes, I have a motion.
Okay, if you can hand it to the deputy behind you. Actually, deputy, can you hand it to the state? State, you can take a look at it and then I will. Thank you, sir. All right, ma'am, give me a moment to take a look at this. Court has been provided a motion for payment of costs and appointing a neuropsychologist to assist the defendant in preparation of the defense. State, I don't think we can have a hearing on this without JICS.
State takes no position. We don't have anything to do with this.
Okay. Ma'am, I can't have a hearing on this today. I will have to coordinate a hearing with JICS to have this heard because this is something that involves them.
Correct.
And they haven't even had the opportunity to review it yet.
And they are copied on that as well.
I do see that, but you're hand filing it with me right now.
Correct. Thank you.
So the court will file this in the court file and we'll coordinate a hearing as soon as practical with regard to this motion, and it'll be heard before the end of this week. Anything else, ma'am?
Just to confirm, please, for the next deadline for my responsibility to meet would be the August 23rd for the objections to the state's USB drive that they provided.
As identified in the court's order, that is the deadline. The only other deadline, ma'am, is the September 3rd deadline for the viewing of the state's physical evidence, which sounds like that's something that may take place prior to that deadline. As you may recall, you will have 14 days after that evidence viewing to tender any of your objections in writing to the court, 14 days thereafter, and that will be extended for good cause shown. Anything else, state?
Nothing, state.
Ma'am, anything else?
No, Your Honor.
All right, we'll return Ms. Boone back to the custody of the Orange County Jail, and we'll coordinate the hearing appropriately. Thank you all very much.
Wow, it's over.
Forgive me. In order possibly for a solution for me to know about the hearing, especially for the one regarding the JAC, is it possible for you please to relay it to Mr. Lane and he can tell me sooner than the mail?
I can certainly do that.
Going forward, so I would have some opportunity quicker than waiting for the mail.
I can certainly advise him of that, or my office can. Sure. Okay, I understand. All right, just so for recap purposes, with regard to The motions to intervene is first addressed this afternoon. The court orders that the defendant has failed to meet the burden of producing evidence and proving by a greater weight of the evidence that closure is necessary as required by Miami Herald Publishing Co. versus Lewis, 426 Southern 2nd, 1 at pinpoint 8 by the Florida Supreme Court 1982. As such, the defendant's requested closure of the state's physical evidence viewing with the state and defendant set for September 3, 2024 at 9 a.m. is denied. With regard to the other items that were discussed today, defendant and state agreed to an alternative arrangement as placed on the record on August 14, 2024 regarding the viewing of the state's physical evidence as tendered in open court on August 9, 2024. The state shall prepare for all parties to execute a notice reflecting when the evidence viewing took place and the length of time that the evidence viewing took place. The state shall file with the court the executed notice after the viewing of the state's physical evidence takes place. Defendant's request regarding extending the laptop time has been agreed to by Orange County. The times have been extended as follows: Sunday through Thursday, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. This is in addition to the times outlined in the memorandum from the Orange County Corrections Department Security Operations, which was previously provided to Ms. Boone and read to Ms. Boone. Defendant's request regarding the discovery that was provided to the court on June 28, 2024, and keeping that discovery in defendant's possession was addressed to defendant's satisfaction on the record on August 14, 2024, and the balance of defendant's requests cannot be accommodated for the reasons placed on the record on August 14, 2024. Ms. Boone, you'll be given a hard copy or hand-delivered a copy of these orders momentarily.
Thank you.
All right. Anything else? Anything else, ma'am?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Sorry, I was in the middle of typing that. Well, what do you guys think? Very interesting. Look, my hives are, look, they're away now. They just pop out for so long and then they go away. That's what hives do. Crazy though. I never had so many all at once. The most I ever had at the same time was 2. I had it looked like multiple ones, and then anyway, I don't know why I'm laughing about it. I'm trying to stay positive about it. But anyway, wow, that was entertaining. This is gonna be pretty good. Now I hope during the trial they have it face on so we can see her face. But I know so far for I haven't been keeping up with Idaho 4, but when I was keeping up with the hearings, I hated it because a lot of it was to the side. It was horrible camera placement, and I was always like, man, I hope when they do the trial they have multiple cameras. We can see the witnesses, see the defendant. I hope they have more than one. If Court TV's covering it, they're probably going to ask, because I've seen Court TV's requests before, and they always try to get a few cameras. I shouldn't say always, but I haven't seen a ton of the requests, but I have seen a request multiple cameras. So they'll probably try, but I don't know if it'll prove, but I hope we need to see head on, right? I agree. I think it is too, because she is boring because her questions is she doesn't know how to form them quick and to the point. So it is going to drag on, but it's entertaining because of her. But I could see how it would drag on too a little bit. And wait, he said 2. Wait, how many weeks? He remember what were the dates that he marked off? Because he gave him extra time in case if it went over. Remember, he was going over it, and at first I was like, oh, it'll be quick because there's not really much to go over. And then I thought, well, wait, they might use it all because of her. You know what I'm saying? Her not understanding it and dragging it on. I could see it. Wait, Ashley, did you change your name? Or has it been changed and I just noticed it? I'm confused. Earth to Ashley? Has that been like that for a while? Huh. Yeah, they're gone now, Alicia. Look, they're gone. Well, you could kind of see a hint of it right here, but the ones on my neck are pretty much. Oh, you could kind of see. You could kind of see them, but not like they were. They're just a little bit. Those were really red at first. Yep, October 7th. A third week. That's right. He added a third week because he said in case if they need it. And I think it's because of her representing herself. She knew they might take extra time because she doesn't know how to do it properly. So they might have to take extra time going through her asking questions. I know with what's his name? I always forget his name because I actually didn't watch all of that trial. And I wish I would have, but I think during that trial I was doing something and busy. Because I only watched highlights. I don't know if I was away on a trip or something because I just remember being busy doing something. And but I remember I did watch highlights to it. Oh, that's the trial. I'm thinking of something else. Okay, I'm thinking of it wasn't a true crime case. I'm thinking of another court case where the person represented themselves and the judge helped them. They helped walk them through. Like if they had problems, they'd be like, well, you don't want to do this, you want to do that, and would help them. Now, I don't know this being like a murder case. I don't know if he's going to do that. I mean, he's probably going to somewhat help her because if she's lost, you know what I'm saying? If she doesn't do something properly, he's going to have to in a way, I feel like. But Daryl Brooks. Thank you. Yeah. I don't know why I can never remember his name. Daryl Brooks. Why did I say Derek? Daryl Brooks. But wait. When did you change it though? Like how long ago? Because maybe if it was a little while ago and I just noticed, because maybe because I see the Ashley in your picture, and maybe because I just focus on that I didn't notice it changed. Who wants to hire Sarah for their lawyer? I'm losing my voice. I'm not sick. I'm losing my voice. It is. I just lost it this morning. Or it's starting to, so hopefully I'll probably try to go to bed after this. I'm tired. I was having trouble staying awake toward a little bit. Did you see me? I was I almost was had to okay, wake up. I didn't fall asleep, but I was almost there for a minute. Because I have the narcolepsy. Now I haven't been actually diagnosed, but I'm pretty sure I have it. So when I went to an endocrinologist with my symptoms, not even freaking thinking some of these other symptoms were narcolepsy, because you always think narcolepsy, falling asleep. Well, I knew I had that issue, and I thought it was just I don't know what that is. I'm thinking it was because I'm a recovering addict. Does it have something to do with that? All the drugs, and so I went in there, didn't even tell her those symptoms. I was telling her these other symptoms that I had that I would think an endocrinologist could take care of. And she started asking about sleep and stuff. And I'm like, yeah. She's like, I think you might have narcolepsy. And these symptoms I was telling her you wouldn't associate with narcolepsy. I'm like, really? I was like, that's funny you say that, because actually I fall asleep at weird times. I'll be drinking coffee and I can't stay awake. I spill it on me. And I'm telling myself, don't fall asleep. Don't fall asleep. I'll spill hot coffee. Or at the dinner table, I'll fall asleep for a couple minutes and I'll wake up and my mom's laughing. Driving, I can't stay awake. But I didn't tell her those at first. I told her these other symptoms I thought were unrelated. And so she wanted me, she's like, I think you have that. And I'm like, those other symptoms are really? She's like, yeah. And I was like, she goes, I want you to go to a sleep study. Well, I had it all scheduled, and then COVID broke out. It was right before COVID broke out, and I was scared. I canceled it because I didn't want to go anywhere. Nobody did. Everybody was so scared, so I canceled it. I never went. But anyway, my point is, I don't know what my point is. I don't know. You know how I go. I get sidetracked and I go into a story. I'm sorry. But I was having a moment where I just almost fell asleep. Well, thanks guys for hanging out. Hanging out. Oh my God. Yeah, it might be, but she didn't say sleep apnea. She specifically said narcolepsy. And I forget, like, I'm trying to think what were some of the symptoms. I just thought it was going to be something totally different. And then when she said that, it clicked because I'm like, dude, I'm falling asleep all over. Like, where I'm not, it doesn't matter how much sleep I get, I fall asleep. And like, literally, I don't do this anymore, but my nephew used to make fun of me so bad. Hot cup of coffee, I'd be holding it, just spill it because I'd fall asleep and spill it all over me. And then, like, so every time I'd be like, the case would be like, you're going to spill. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm awake. I'm wide awake. I'm fine. And all of a sudden, I wake up spilling hot coffee. And then I'll be like, okay, I will literally be like, I got a cup of coffee. I can't sleep. And I'll like, case, I got a cup of coffee. I'm not going to sleep. I'm not going to sleep. I got a cup of coffee. Like 10 minutes later, wake up, coffee. They're cracking up. So I can't hold my coffee. You can't control it. Like I could say, I just need like 20 minutes to drink this coffee. Do not fall asleep. And you can't control it. It's weird, you know? And you don't even have to be tired. It doesn't, you know what I'm saying? It's not like it has to be a night you're up and you're exhausted. It could just be a normal day where you're just sitting there, not even tired. And then, but yeah, I deal with it. The biggest issue is driving where now, if I'm just driving in the city, I'm fine. But driving on the highway, but I never used to have a problem. It wasn't until after I got sober. That's why I thought it had something to do with that. I used to go on road trips all the time and not have an issue. So yeah, that's the only issue is like getting on the highway and you know what I'm saying? But like if I'm in the city turning and I'm fine. But that's the biggest issue. Anyway, guys, but yeah, this will be interesting. When's the next hearing? I wonder. Does anybody know? Wyatt, do you know when the next one is? Here, let me actually. How long have I been on? 2. Yeah, I'm not going to do the body cam. I had those body cam. I had played some of them, but then I got the files of all of them, and I think we went over all of them. But it wouldn't hurt to go all over them again. The body cam. It's Sarah Boone. It's the body cam, not for this case, but it's the one for George and her case. The domestic violence where they both got arrested. Like I said, I know we did watch them together, but I don't know if we got all of them. So plus it, wouldn't hurt to watch them over again because there might be some new stuff that we didn't watch before. I think there's 4 or 5. Let me see how many are. There's 5 body cams. There's a lot of redaction in them though. So but yeah, so maybe next time if we do Sarah Boone, we could go over it. I want to kind of keep this because that'll take us on like a 5-hour live. And I want to kind of keep this at 2 hours because, I want people to click it. It was pretty good, for the court hearing. I mean, it kind of dragged, but it was still kind of interesting to watch her up there. It's still funny. I don't know. She cracks me up. She's never happy though, but I almost feel like at least with this, I don't feel like she's purposely trying to be a pain in the butt. I just feel like she's just annoying like that. She is just that way. Well, yeah, I mean, that's probably not that weird to think that, but it's just, oh, it's when you like fall asleep. But right now I learned there is other symptoms, but the main one that people know it by is like you just be like sitting there, you just like fall asleep at weird times. I mean, you could just be like, some people have it, to a degree where they probably could be walking and fall asleep. I don't know if that's ever happened. That's not me. I don't walk and fall asleep, but you just fall asleep at inappropriate times and just for like a few minutes. So I started doing it when I would go on my trips. If I felt like, because I'd be like smacking my face, if I would still be smacking my face, shaking my head, and try like constantly to try to stay awake, when I'm driving. And then when I can't do it anymore, pull over, and if I'll sleep like a half hour, and it'll kind of recharge you a little bit, where you could go a little bit further. So that's how I figured out that I could do it like that. But it's hard. It's hard because you don't have control over it. You really don't. So, like sometimes, and I haven't done this in a while, but I used to do this a lot, where at the dinner table, I'd fall asleep in the middle of dinner, and then I wake up, and this is when my dad was still alive. I wake up and like my mom and dad, they were both looking at me, and my mom always laughed at it. She'd be laughing, they'd both looking at me like, "Oh, you're falling asleep again." But yeah, it's just like usually a couple minutes. It's not like you're asleep forever. You just like kind of fall asleep for like a minute and then wake up, or a couple minutes. But yeah. Oh, thanks, Karen. Thank you. Oh, you did. Who made you realize that? Oh, you do up standing up. I've never done it standing up yet. But I mean, I thought people did on narcolepsy. Yeah, that could be dangerous because, like, wait, when you fall asleep, stand up, do you fall then? Because when you sleep and then, wow, how does that work? I don't know, Angie. It probably could, because you could even get them for like mental stuff. I know. Well, it'd be like a therapy dog. I know I was gonna get Rocky, but then he had died. But like I always said, if I got another dog, I would get it so I could take the dog everywhere with me, because you could get it for like anxiety or depression and stuff too. So then you could take him anywhere. Well, Zeke, the reason I don't do with him, because my dad brought him home, and he's like my grandma's and all of our dog. But because he hasn't been socialized and he never leaves the house, like I try to take him in a car and he has an anxiety attack. Like usually my dogs, I would like Nico, the family dog. I always take him on drives. I loved it. Nico's going to drive, or Rocky, I took everywhere. So they loved it. They were used to it. But because he's so attached to my grandma, and like she freaks out, like we can't take him because she freaks out. So he doesn't, only time he goes in the car is like to the vet, or we do take him to the dog park sometimes, but he's not. And a couple of times we took him to, Columbus, but he's not really that type of dog that wants to go. He feels more comfortable here. I would have got one for him, but we never socialized, just got him used to it. But if I got a dog for myself, I would. I love taking him on car rides. Rocky went everywhere. I miss Rocky. He used to love that. I had Rocky when I was in Colorado, and he used to love the mountains. We named him after the Rocky Mountains. And oh my God, he loved the mountains. So, we lived at one time, we lived in Denver, and then one time we lived more in the foothills. So like in Denver, it's what, like 15-20 minute drive to the mountains. So like when we would make it in deep in the mountains, you could just like, he loved it. He just looked and just loved driving through the mountains. It was the cutest thing. So we named him appropriately, because we named him that before we realized he loved the mountains so much. We just love the mountains so much. So we're like, we're going to name him Rocky for the Rocky Mountains. That was the perfect name. He absolutely loved it. He was so cute. Loved him. He would like, it's either me or Randy driving. He'd come up in the middle and he would tap us. He'd tap one of us like this with his paw. And then he'd want us to hold his paw. Ooh, allergies or something. My nose is itching. But he'd tap us and then put up his paw. And he'd want us to hold it. Just hold his little paw. He'd either do it to me or Randy. It was the cutest thing. Oh my God. He's the best boy. Wait, what do you say? I have a St. Jude patient. They are wanting a 504 for the kid. Really just needs a health plan. Oh, okay. Oh, really? And one that I wasn't awake. Wait, I've fallen asleep driving and no one noticed. What? Wait. But did you wreck? You were able to just sleep and drive and you were fine? Okay. Wow. Oh, okay. Okay, sorry. Yeah, but emotional support dogs you could take everywhere anyway. That's kind of what I mean. But you're saying service dogs to like to wake me up. I get it. But either way, I would want, like, I would just, well, I guess I would want that to help me. Yeah, that's true. But I always wanted just to be able to take them, just to have that ability to take them everywhere. you know? Oh, they're not? I thought they were. I feel like most people don't check. I think you'd be able to like take them on a flight, or I think you probably would, right? What about flying? Because I knew I wanted to get it for Rocky mainly because I was in Colorado and I wanted to be able to fly sometimes, you know? But we always drove. He loved the car so much. We drove back here, 26-hour drive. And he was fine. Rocky, I mean, he was fine. Sometimes we do it straight through. Sometimes we get a hotel in between. He loved it. He loved his car ride. He missed the boy. So where can't you take him though? Like I'm probably everywhere I would want to go. Oh, I guess it depends on the state and the person. So they can. It depends if they want to. Okay, they have the ability to say no, but at least Ohio has their own emotional support laws. So yeah, I'd have to look into it. But I swear, Colorado. I think the reason I saw it in Colorado because I think we were at what was it in Boulder, and the one guy is the one that told us about it. I'm pretty sure because he had emotional support. I'm pretty sure he said he could take his on the plane or whatever. But maybe that was a long time ago. But he's the one that got it in my head. He's like, yeah, it's so easy to get. I'm like, oh my God, Rocky, I gotta get you one. I never did though. My poor babe. Anyway, yeah, there's some. So, United Airlines, you could fly with an emotional support dog. It depends on the airline. I'm looking it up now. Some you can, some you can't. It depends. They have to be well behaved. It says there's certain rules. But I guess I don't need to worry now. But if I get another dog after Zeke, I want to do it. But I might be able to get it actually certified or whatever because of the narcolepsy. I'd have to go through the sleep study and become so what is it called? Diagnosed. Wait, what did you send me, Jenny? Hold on, let me see what you sent me here. Oh my God, wait a minute. Where did you get that? Oh my God. Hold on, Jenny. Oh my God, look what somebody emailed me. Oh, that's too funny. So they emailed me and it says, Sarah's court outfit inspired by Paris. Okay. That's the title of this email. Now look at the picture that she sent me. Hold on. You guys are going to laugh. Hold on. Let me. Oh my Lord. That's too funny. I'm about to post that on my community post. Can I? I have to. Wait, hold on. Oh, wait, it's a video? Is there audio? I thought it was a picture. Hold on. I want to see if there's audio, though, before I share it. Hold on. No, there's no audio, but it doesn't even need audio. Okay, you guys ready? This is her. This is her outfit inspired by Paris. I don't know where. It's a suitcase. I don't know. Why do I think that's so funny? I don't know. Maybe I'm just in a weird mood, but wow, that's gonna be her. Well, how funny if she showed up in court with that. Oh, or the judge made her wear that. Okay, sure, you could be unshackled on your legs, but you have to put that over your head. Oh my God, I can't take it. Oh, thank you. Who sent this? Jenny, were you here in the chat? Thank you for the laugh. That's great. That is just funny. Let me see if I got any more good emails. Oh my Lord. All right, guys. I think I'm going to call it a night. I'm going to go to bed. I'm tired. But thank you for watching it with me. I didn't catch when the next hearing was. I'll look on the court website. Did anybody catch though? Did they say? I'll wait for a minute to see because they might have said. I might just have missed it. Hey R.L. Frost, did I say hi to you already? Wait. What's going on? I didn't know you. Wait, did I know you were autistic? Why? I didn't know that. Why does that not sound like. It's like, wait, should I have known that? And did I forget? I swear I didn't. Like in my brain right now, I have no recollection of you ever saying that. And that's fine. You don't just share everything. But I didn't know that. So you are? On Good Night on a Tree? Yes, Michelle. I think so. I haven't been properly. I haven't been diagnosed, but I think so. The symptoms are all there. I never went through with the sleep test because of the COVID. But yeah. Who else is just coming? I could say hi. Let's see. Leslie Pink. Did I say hi to you yet, Pink? Hey, Shorty. Who else? Well, Shane. I think I already said hi to you. Oh, cool. Hey, H Rivers. I think I will get some kind of dog where I could take everywhere, whether if I have narcolepsy by that time or, diagnosed or not, like emotional. I don't know. I always wanted like bigger or like medium dogs, but after having Zeke, I don't know. These small dogs, you could pick them up, take them places easier, and just pick them up and just, I don't know, put them on your lap. I mean, I love all dogs, but I don't know. Oh, hey, Melanie. Okay. Hey, Leanne. What's a PAT test? I think it looks like it's kind of just like more, it depends on the state, like for planes, the airlines, up to the people, up to different circumstances, if the dog's well behaved or, I think yeah. But maybe there's some things that are, I don't know what a PA test is though. Oh, you are, Kingway? For what? Oh, cool. Or not. Oh, yeah, it is cool. Oh my God. That would be cool. Yeah, I need to sleep. Oh, thanks, Angie. Okay. Okay. Oh, cool. Chelsea. All right, y'all. Alicia, good night. Okay, get an Australian. Wait, Australian Shepherd. I think that. Wait, hold on a second. Hold on. I gotta see something really quick. I gotta see something. That's okay. Yes. Aren't they like the cattle dogs? They're the ones with that checker type markings. Now, is a blue heeler the same? Because swear to God, in Colorado when we had Rocky, he had a best friend. They have this yard that we would walk to up the. It was just on our road up the street. We take Rocky and he'd run. Well, one of the people that lived, because it was like apartments and they had this huge yard, right? It wasn't our apartments, but you could, take your dogs to play. Well, the person that lived in the apartment had a dog named Dinah. It was a blue heeler, and we called him Rocky's girlfriend because they were just like best friends. It was like, oh, that's Rocky's girlfriend because she was a girl. And I always said, like, that's what kind of dog I want next time. I love Dinah. She was like, perfect size, like a medium-sized dog. But is Australian Shepherd the same as a blue heeler or no? That's my question. I guess I could Google it, but I think it's like at least in the same family or something, right? I know I might go steal Zeke. It's 10. I hope I can. Sometimes if he's too tired, too relaxed to have these moments, I'll steal him and I'll bring him up here and he wants to go back down. Just depends. If he's already situated, he just is like, especially because I haven't been having him lately. So we would go every other night. I'd have him and then my grandma. I have him and then my grandma. But I got out of that schedule because I've either been busy working or just I don't know, or up too late. So now it's like been a few days, and then before that, a few days before, and then before that, a few days before. So now that he's not used to it, sometimes he just scratches because he's used to sleep with my grandma. So I got to get him back in that habit because I miss cuddling him. I didn't last night. I miss him. No, Dinah. Oh, I'll say funny. That's a good one. That's a good one. But wait, are they the same though? Hold on, let me look it up. But here, I'll show you. So this is Australian Shepherd. So they have to be somewhat the same because it has the checkered this pattern. That's what Dinah had, and they said that's common with those type of dogs. So but yes, well, Dinah looked a little bit different. So maybe blue heelers are a little bit different mix because she had the coloring, but her ears and face kind of looked a little bit different. But I love it. That's a beautiful dog. I would definitely. Let's see. No, Australian Shepherds and blue heelers are different breed. So wonder if her blue heeler was mixed with Australian Shepherd because she had those that checkered marking. Like, I don't know why I call it a checkered, but those markings, it's like very unique to these dogs. They like, you could see, I always notice when a dog has that. You guys know what I'm talking about? Okay, what's the differences? Hold on. Yeah, Dino has definitely had the face definitely looked like had the face to the left. But actually, dang it, the Australian ones I love that face. That's cute. The Australian Shepherds. Ooh. But they both have the same pattern, right? Unless if she just was mixed. Oh, look, this one says, what's the difference between blue heeler and an Australian cattle dog? Oh, I put Australian Shepherd though. Is that the same thing? All blue heelers are Australian cattle dogs. Not all Australian cattle dogs are blue heelers. Oh. Wait, all blue heelers are Australian cattle dogs, but not all Australian. Okay, I see. Anyway. They're cute. I like this. I like this face. It's cute. Ooh, look, he has one blue eye, one dark. Anyway. All right, I'm gonna go, guys. He's a Lhasa-Poo. A poodle mixed with Lhasa Apso. Yeah. Oh, good. Thanks, SideQuest. Thanks for coming. Thanks, Gooch. The Gooch is back. You've been back for a little bit. Thanks. Yes, they do. Thanks, Shorty. Thanks, Librarian. They are. They say they're the smartest breed, right? IQ wise or whatever. I know. I always tell them, I'm like, Zeke, you're so smart. He's the smartest guy. But they're stubborn. They're more stubborn because I think it comes from them being so smart. So it's like they know. Like, it's weird. It's like they know. It's not that they don't know, but they just want to be difficult because they are that smart. So at least with Zeke, I've never had a poodle. But Zeke's the type, it's on his own time, okay? So you call him, if he wants to sit by you, you call him, no. He's not gonna, he doesn't want to please you. He does, but he doesn't. I can't explain it. So if I'm like, come on, Zeke, come sit with me. He won't come. He won't come. He has to do it on his own time. And then he'll just wait a couple minutes, then he'll come. But it's like, nope, I'll come, but not because you called me. I'm going to come on my own time because I want to come. Or like I pick him up and sit with him. Sometimes he'll stay, but sometimes he'll get down and then 2 minutes later get up. Like, so it's his decision, not mine. I love him to death. But he's just so stubborn. Or like eating. Come eat. No. And then he'll go. I don't know. He's so cute. He's so cute. He's a stubborn little guy because I think he's just so smart, Like, when I teach him like shake and roll over and stuff, he knew what I was asking, but sometimes he just was an attitude and he's just like, no, but he learned really quick. But sometimes he's just like, nope, I'm not going to do it. Okay. Yeah, Shorty, that makes sense. Hey, wait, Charlie, is yours stubborn too then? Because I've never had a dog quite like Zeke. Every other dog I've had were like pleasers. They tried so hard to please you and do what you wanted at the moment. They wanted to do what you wanted at the moment. Is it because I'm just giving my thoughts on why I think, because if poodles are the smartest dog, it makes sense. He's smart. He knows, because you can even tell though that he knows what you want. He's just being stubborn. And I relate that back to because he's so smart. But anybody else have a poodle, and are your poodles like that? I gotta know. Aw, cool. Oh, wait. So Melanie is yours? Oh, Boxer. No, he does not shed one single bit. I'm telling you, I've never seen a Zeke hair ever anywhere. I don't even know what a Zeke hair off his fur would look like. I don't know where it goes because he's got to lose it, but there's nothing. I've never picked up one of his furs. He does not shed at all. It's crazy. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So Zeke does his biology. Like a little stubborn boy, but hey, he's too smart for his own good. But I love him to death. It's cute. It's kind of cute, but sometimes it's like, you little brat. Just because I want you, I have to wait like 2 minutes or 5, whenever. Usually it's not too long. Sometimes he'll be stubborn. He just doesn't come for a while. But it makes you laugh when he won't. But then a couple minutes, you're like, so you wanted to, but just because I wanted you to, you had to wait. Or like you pick him up, leaves, 2 minutes later comes up. Okay, I see. Like at the dinner table, he usually likes to come up with us. So he'll like sit on his hind legs. And then you'll go to grab him, he walks away. And I'm like, okay. And then you sit there and then give him a couple minutes, then he comes unless you pick him up. So it's like, it's just, oh, Lori, he's so freaking cute. Okay. Dash Hound. Are they smart? Oh, the gooch. Oh, they're probably so cute. Oh, is that what it is? Whatever. He does not shed at all. It's crazy. I love it. I've never been a cat person. I have had a cat. I've never owned a cat except in college for a summer. We took my sister's old cat for the summer. But that was the only time. We've never had him growing up. Okay. Okay. That's good to know. That's actually really good to know. Wait, if you're what, Julia? Are they? He's a Taurus. Wait, what a Taurus. What birthday is a Taurus? His birthday is November, like, was it 19? Wait. 19th, maybe? When's a Taurus? Oh, okay. No, I bet you there's cat people. Oh my God. I thought he was your dog. Oh my God. Or he thought you were his dog. Oh my God. That's cute. His dog is hyperallergenic, meaning his breed isn't typically carrying the allergens that people are allergic to. Ever. Okay. Oh my God. That's too cute. That's cute. What was I gonna ask? Scorpio, is that? Oh, that's what I was waiting. I was waiting for somebody to answer me. What of November, like 9th or 19th? I don't know. We always get it mixed up, and we have to go look at. My dad has it listed out. Hold on, 9th. I think it's the wait. I think it's the 9th. I think it's the 9th. So he's a Scorpio. We always end up celebrating it late because we have his birthday and then his gotcha day. When was his gotcha day? His gotcha day would have been sometime after Christmas, I think. January something. So there was 2 different dates. But his birthday was in November when he was born. Yeah, because we got him. What, that makes sense. A couple months old. He was a little black fur ball. He was so cute. Okay, what Scorpios? I don't even know what about Scorpios. What are they like? Are they like stubborn or no? I don't know a lot about that stuff. I know me because it's not like I really look it up. It's cool. It's interesting. It's not like I'm not interested. I just never take the time to. But I do know a lot of the stuff, about Libra just because I am, but I never really like study it like any of the other ones. Oh. No. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to the gooch. Happy birthday to you. Yay. How old are you going to be? Leo. All right, guys, I better end it. What? Are you joking? I don't understand. I missed the conversation. Is somebody really in? I saw a video where some of the dogs were getting on a bus. It was so cute. Oh, that's cute. It's your dog. Take a picture. That's adorable. It's freaking adorable. Wait. But wait. Wait, if it's August. Oh, I see. Never mind. Yep, it is. And that totally fits me. So, it's crazy how it'll be like pretty accurate for the main things that it's about. It's got the balancing scales. Like I'm like, that's a huge thing about me, I feel like. So I've always been like that. Huh. All right, I'm going to go bye, guys. Thank you. Wait. He gets a report card. Oh my God, that's so cute. What about that video that people do the sound bite to it with their dogs where those are so funny. The one's my favorite. I don't know who the original, well, probably isn't original, but they'll play the sound and then get the dog's reaction. And it's says something like about them at doggy daycare. Well, so what's his name was humping so-and-so all day or whatever. And then they have the dog's reaction or whatever. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Have you seen those? They're usually shorts. Or somebody else has seen it, right? Does anybody know? Cancer. Okay. So yours is in June sometime, right? Or wait. Yeah. Is yours in June sometime? Dude, that's so crazy that you said that. Because the reason that I know that is a friend of mine was, and I know that just for reasons I don't want to talk about, but that's her actual birthday, the 22nd. That's crazy. June 22nd. And that's the reason I knew that Cancer. I was like, okay, so hers is 22nd. She's a Cancer. And I was thinking, so probably you'd be in June, right? Okay, cool. Yeah, I swear to God. And actually Souls is around that time too. Because Souls is Soul for Music. Are you here? Isn't yours the 21st or 23rd? Because I remember yours is really close to the person I'm talking about. Why do I have that? It was a day off or something. Look, my eye's swollen right there or something. And right there. Wow, I need to sleep or something. Hers is either the 21st or 2nd. Or 21st, not 22nd. Souls is either the 21st or the 23rd, I feel like. I don't know if she's here. But she's close to that too. Around that time. What was the other question? Before I was leaving, I was about to say something. Did somebody else ask something? I forget. I don't remember what I was gonna say. Oh, that soundbite. Nobody else has seen those videos where it's they're acting they play the freaking sound where it's oh, let's see, Milo was bad today. He was humping all the other dogs, and it'll have the video will be on another dog, and they with a cute, a hilarious reaction, they're listening to the person talk about either their friend or them or whatever, and they're having a reaction, and it's just hilarious. Anybody know? Nobody has heard that? Yes, he looks so ashamed. That's my favorite one, but I've seen other ones use that soundbite. But that's the first one and the main one that I always see. It's probably the same one. That's my favorite. The dog looks so ashamed and no way, oh my God. It's so cute. Yeah. Yes. I wish I could play it, but those animal ones copyright, dude. I remember one live. It was an 8-hour live, and I played literally, I think it was 7 seconds. I didn't play the audio. I just wanted to play it was a cat video or something. I didn't need the audio. I got copyrighted. So they're going to copyright my video for a few seconds of a 8-hour live. And it was just a little animal video. I was so mad. I'm like, you gotta be kidding. Now, when I say copyright, so there's strikes and there's claims. So that was just a claim, which a claim is a strike just comes right down and it goes against your channel and that video is gone. YouTube takes it, doesn't give you access to it, and it's gone. But a claim stays up and they get all the revenue from the live. So that means I did an 8-hour live. They get all the revenue for 7 seconds. It's so unfair. And I fight them. Back then, I don't think I fought that one, but I'd fight them now that I'm no better. But you don't always win. So sometimes they don't release it. And then the next option is you take it to court. Like you have to fight it in court. And it's like, it's not worth it. But anyway, all right. Yeah, well, go check it out, though. Actually, hold on. Maybe I'll find it and I can link it and then you guys could go watch it because I don't know how to find it. It's been a while since I've seen it. Hold on, let me think. Hold on. Because it is worth watching. It's freaking hilarious. Freaking hilarious. Hold on. That'll be a good thing. I'll just leave you guys to it. Let me see if I can find it real quick. It's definitely worth it. The dog. I love animal videos. Oh my God. Yeah, there's a couple of them. So it's like a lot of people are using that same voiceover, but I want to find the first one I seen. That's the best. Hold on. Watch. I'm not going to. Well, maybe there's other good ones, but I don't know why I really want that one. Hold on. Dang it. Well, here's one, and this is fun. This is a funny one, but this isn't the original one that I found. I'm gonna see if I can find it, but I'll just leave this. You guys can watch this. I gotta find that first one. That was the best. But this is the audio that they all use, and then they get the dog's reactions, and it's hilarious. I gotta find that one. Hold on. Dang it. I can't find it, guys. But that one's still good, the one I sent. I wonder where the other one went. The one I'm talking about, it was a pit bull. I'm pretty sure it was a pit bull, right, guys? It was a guy, because I watched a bunch of his videos, and because that made me click on his videos to watch more. And he has like 2 dogs, or does he have 3 dogs? But there's one that he makes more videos about. I think it was a pit bull. It's been so long now. I think it's been like a year ago. Over a year ago since I watched that, but I don't know. Maybe you guys will run into it. Oh well. Yeah, it's not coming up. Oh well. Yeah, I can't find it. Wait, you're not talking about the one rock star guy, right? That we watched on Rumble? If you are, do you remember? No, not on Rumble. Yeah, you remember we watched a bunch on Rumble? It's gotta be. It's hilarious. I've seen it. I would binge that for like dude, like a long time. I haven't watched it in a minute, but I'd binge it and like wait for the new ones. And then that Rumble, we played a bunch. I think it was Rumble because I don't think I would have played it on Yasin. I know you were definitely at that live. Do you remember the Rocket something where the guy makes the dogs talk? Rockstar guy. Yeah. Wait, actually, I thought you were in that live when we were watching them. I'll say, do you remember? I think it was Rumble though, but why do I think you? But I was saying, do you remember the one where? Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yes, I love this. He does freaking the best job. Like, just think of like the ideas, and then it goes along so good with the freaking guys. Ashley, put the link in the chat if anybody want to watch it. You guys will love. Well, no, maybe some won't like it, but check out this channel, and it's hilarious. So he acts like it's the dogs talking, but he just picks up the best mood. It's like what you would think the dog was saying, and the tone and everything. It's so good. And like, even like if the dog's eating, like he'll do like different, like if it looks like he's moving, he does it good. Like it seems like it's really coming from him, from like the side of the room that it would come from, or if it's muffled or whatever, if he's running around, it sounds like what the voice would really sound like in all those interactions, if that makes sense. Like if he's running, you'll be like, "Arr!" Like it'll go be louder, then it'll get far away, and then it's really good at it. You really think the dog's talking, you forget for a minute, and you're like, whoa. Right? It's really good. Oh, I love that. I love that. Oh my god, I love it so much. Yes. It is. Um no, I don't think so. The bear in the kayak? Wait, I don't think. Remind me what happens. I don't, what's Frankie and Stevie? That video's adorable. Or aw, thank you, librarian. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, let me see. Hold on. Let me click on it because let me get on my YouTube. I want to see which. I'm going to click on it. I'll say, and then I'll listen to it'll be in my history. Is that the bear one? All right, 1 second. I better end this. Dude, I've been talking for 48 minutes, which is fine, but I just don't want to go too long. Plus, I have to go to the bathroom. And I got to sleep. I should shower. I don't know. I'm talking out loud. Sorry. Wait, why is it? There we go. No, I've never seen this, Hossein. Do I need to hear the sound to really understand what's going on? What is going on? He's taking the kayak? Wait, I'm confused. What's going on here? Oh. Can you imagine? Oh, dang. Prison calls. I always say prison calls. Phone calls from prison just released a new Wade call. Oh, go watch it. We'll talk about it next Wade video. I'm going to be watching it tonight. Let me see if she released any more than just. Yeah, so there's a new one 2 hours ago from with Kristen. Cool. It's 37 minutes too. Nice. Cool. I'll have to watch that. All right. Yeah, guys, watch it. We'll chat about it next week. All right, I'm gonna go. Bye. Okay. Okay. No, that's crazy. Wow. All right. Good night, everybody. And Julie. Watch what now, Casey? Well, no, because the animal ones seem to copyright. Is that what you mean? Or what do you mean? Watch what? I know. I am. If you're talking about the phone call ones, I like to, phone calls are expensive and it's time consuming to request. And usually the jail calls are really expensive. So I don't really like to, it just came out. So I don't really like to play. I like to let her get her views first, let everybody watch it over there. And that, you know what I'm saying? Get the views and then like do it more for commentary where everybody's probably seen it mostly. And then it just reaction and stuff. Because I just know, what goes behind getting that and stuff. So yeah, I'd rather wait till it's been out a little bit. So, and she's really cool. I mean, she lets people use it. You give her credit and stuff. I just want to give her the same respect and let her get the views, and then we could just, have a reaction to it. But all right, guys. Yeah, it's up. Yes. Just 2 hours ago. Go check it out. Like I said, well, I'll talk about it on the Wade thing. All right, bye guys.